Welcome back, friends. Today we will discuss part 2 of lecture 5, in which we will discuss about the remaining types of horticulture crops. So let's start part 2 of lecture 5. The next class of horticulture crops is classified based on the kind of stem. So it is classified into three groups. The first one is the herbs. The herbs are those plants which have a soft and non-woody stem. So this is the most important property of the herbs, which have soft and non-woody stem. So those herbs that lives for many years is called herbaceous perennials, where those herbs that complete their life cycle within one growing season is known as herbaceous annuals. We already know about the annuals, annuals and perennials. For example, the most important example is the mint, which belongs to the Mentha species. So herbs are those plants which have a soft and non-woody stems. The next category is the shrubs. The shrubs plants are present in the perennial category. So shrubs plants are perennial in nature, and these plants have many woody branches which arise from the base of the plant at the ground level. So they contain many woody branches which arise from the base of the plants at the ground level. Also, shrubs are smaller than trees, and also shrubs have no main trunk as compared to trees. For example, rose is a very important example of shrubs. And you can see shrubs are very common in everyday life. Next category is tree. Tree are those plants which have a main trunk with the woody branches arising from the upper part of the trunk. For example, mango. So trees are very common. Trees are those category of plants which have a main trunk with woody branches which are arise from the upper part of the trunk. The next class of horticulture crops is classified based on the growth form of the stem, and it is further divided into four groups. The first one is the erect plants. These are the plants which are able to grow upright at 90 angle to ground level with no support at all. For example, trees are a best example of the erect plants. So these plants grow upright at 90 angle to the ground level with any supports, with no supports, are called erect plants. The next one is the decumbent plants. These plants, in the decumbent plants, the stems or branches are lying on the surface of the ground, but the tip is in erect or ascending position. For example, cucurbita. For example, in the decumbent plants, the stems or branches are lying on the surface of the ground, but their tips will be in erect position or in ascending position. The next one is the creeper plants. These plants grow horizontally and crawl on the ground with the help of adventitious roots. For example, pumpkin. So these plants grow horizontally on the grounds with the help of adventitious roots. The next group is the climbers plants. Climbers are plants which possess special structures to climb over a supports. These special structure may be look like a thorns, for example, occur in bougainvillea, or they may be in the form of tendrils which are found in pea plants. So the climbers have possess special structure. With the help of these structure, climbers climb with the help of supports. So these are the groups, these are the class of horticulture crops which is classified on the base of growth form of the stem. So you can see in the figure, this is the decumbent plants. You can see here, the stem is lying on the ground, but the tip is in the erect position or in the ascending position. This is the erect plants. You can see the tree. It is right angle as compared to the ground level. This is creepers. Creepers, you can see it creeps on the ground. The next one is the climber. The climbers climb to a support with the help of special structures, which may be thorns or tendrils. Next one is the classification is based on the uses. So it is classified into five different groups. The first is edible plants. Edible plants are those plants which can be eaten. So these are classified further into fruits. Fruit is a mature ovary and are edible, for example, mango and apples. So these are the edible category. The first one is the fruit, which is a mature ovary and nature and majority are edible. For example, mango, apples, etc. Next one is nuts. And nut is a fruit which is composed of an inedible hard shell and a generally edible seed, for example, walnut, peanut, etc. So nut is also a fruit which is composed of an edible hard shell and a generally edible seed. Next one that in the category of edible plant is vegetables. Vegetables are herbaceous plants of which some parts are eaten either cooked or raw, for example, peas, spinach, etc. So these are the herbaceous plants in which some parts are eaten either cooked or they are eaten as a raw material. Next one is the spices. A spice is a seed, fruit, bark, or other plant substance primarily used for flavoring and cooking food, such as turmeric and coriander. So spices add flavoring or coloring to the food, and it is the nature of spice is a seed, fruit, bark, or any other plant substance. So these are the classes of horticulture crops based on its uses. Next one is the ornamental plants. These are the group of plants which are cultivated for the beautification purposes, for example, rose and money plants. And these ornamental plants may be flowering or non-flowering. The last one is the medicinal and aromatic plants. These are the plants which have medicinal and aromatic property, for example, mentha, tulsi. So these plants have both the quality, the medicinal plants are used for the extraction of different medicine and aromatic plants are used for aroma properties. So these are all about different classes of horticultural crops. Thank you for joining. See you next time.